Hello and welcome back. It's Gone Solo GOZR. I am, as always, your host and storyteller, Royce Rosewood. We're playing through the GOZR system and world using Mythic Game Master Emulator. We're having a blast. So last week, our heroes, Xamxes and Camm, finished their exploration of the dungeon. They found a clue as to where the door shield needs to be taken. It needs to be taken to the Big Muddle, a swampy area to the south of GOZR City. And then they encountered the door itself. Unfortunately, it had already been captured by a pair of Harrowag-Zool, very super intelligent creatures with massive mouths, and they had a whole bunch of guards. But they worked out a deal with the Harrowag-Zool where Xamxes and Camm will take the door shield back to where it came from in order to appease the angry sand spirits that have covered the city with sand. And the Harrowag-Zool also want this. What the heroes don't know is that the Harrowag-Zool want normalcy to return to GOZR City so that they can resume eating delicious GOZR babies. So, bit of a tricky thing, but that's where we're at. So they need to take the door shield south to the Big Muddle and return it to where Liza the wizard had stolen it from, and this should appease the sand spirits that are plaguing the city. So I have some ideas about how we're going to handle all of this, so let's get into it. So I decided that it was night, they had a chance to rest, and so I've rolled that off screen. Basically, we've replenished everything, hit points, goose, and lucky. We're all full back up after our expedition into the dungeon, so that's great. So here's a map of the city, or at least that we've created it. Liza's Tower is right by the river, and if we look at the larger world map, we can see that the river flows south towards the Big Muddle. So if they can just get on the river and get down, it'll take them down to the Big Muddle where they need to go. There is a slight issue of, they found the scroll and it was like partially torn off, and it was like saying something about like what you need to know before you go, but it was ripped off. And I thought maybe they would like try to figure out that information, but the city's covered in sand. It's just going to be a huge mess and dangerous. I think they're probably just feeling like they just need to go ahead and get on. So what they're going to do, scene setup, is they're going to head down to the river, which is right nearby the tower. They're going to look for a boat, and then they're going to get on the way. So that is our scene expectation. We are at chaos factor 5, so we'll roll a chaos die. 8. Okay, so the scene proceeds as we expect. So they head down to the river, and they're gonna see if there is a boat. So they're searching for a boat. As their fate chart, is there a boat moored there? I don't know. 50-50. Okay, 33. Yes, there is a boat, and it's doubles. So it's a random event. So roll our random event table. All right, 28 is an NPC action. So one of our NPCs on our list does something. All right, well, let's see which one it is. All right, 7. That is the Harrowag-Zool. Oh, this is already getting complicated. So, all right, well, what do the Harrowag-Zool do? Let's roll on our action table from Mythic. All right, 61, misuse. 94, vehicle. Misuse of vehicle. Well, we rolled about a boat, and it did say vehicle, and so I assume that the vehicle is the boat. And so the Harrowag-Zool have misused this boat. So we'll say that the Harrowag-Zool seem to be pretty wealthy, pretty powerful. So we'll say like it's a really fancy boat. They came down on it, but it's been misused. It's crashed into the side of the river, and it's been damaged, and it's no longer it can't be used. So yes, there is a boat, but it belonged to the Haragzul, and it's been damaged. So are the Haragzul still kind of around? Are they nearby? 49. Yes. Xamxes and Camm sort of head down to the banks. They're looking at the boat. And they see that it's damaged. And then sort of floating down on the levitating chair comes the Haragzul that they were dealing with yesterday, who comes down and says,
"Yes, it is quite unfortunate that our craft was damaged. Fortunately, we are not planning on going anywhere. We are taking control of Liza's tower. So, if you can get this boat repaired, it is free for you to use. But it will be difficult, as you can see. It is very badly damaged."
all right. So they have access to a boat if they can build it. Well, I guess they'll sort of scavenge for kind of any kinds of parts that they can find. We'll call that a cunning roll. Yeah. So we'll have Xamxes, who's got the better cunning, roll to see if they can scavenge for any parts that they might be able to use to repair the boat. 3. That is a failure. Okay. So they don't find any parts. You know what? This is important. So I'm going to spend a point of goose to say that Xamxes succeeds on this roll and finds supplies that they need. We find the materials that they need, and then they both have, they found this big supply of chewing gum, right? So I think they're going to use that. They're going to like chew up a whole bunch of the chewing gum and like use that to repair the boat. So how well do they do on repairing this boat? Well, let's see. We know they're going to succeed. So it's really more about like how long it takes, right? Are they able to finish it before the day is out? Really, is the question. We'll call that, I guess we'll call that prowess. Yeah. 5. Well, no. Okay. So it takes them longer than they think. It's really hard and complicated. And so because it's taken so long, I'm going to say that means there's some sort of complicating event. Yeah, here we go. D100, GOZR City Encounters. 69. A sewer croc. Because it takes them so long, they're spending all day by the river. You know, the city's in chaos and there's sand everywhere. And so coming down from like one of the pipes that is nearby that empties out into the river comes this sewer croc. We're going to do a reaction roll just to see what mood the croc is in. Okay, it's a neutral mood, so it's just sort of watching them. Camm, seeing that the croc is sort of neutral, not like aggressively attacking them, decides that they want to feed it, try to befriend it, maybe. So the question is, how is their food supply? There's a table here. Are we running low on food and water? 4. They have 1d4 days of food. Okay, so they got 4 days of food left. So Camm is able to, toss some food to the crocodile, try to, befriend it, or at least ward it off. It's not being aggressive right now, but, who knows? Who knows? I guess we'll call this a cunning roll. With food, we'll call it a lucky cunning roll. Okay, 15, 17. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, so Camm is able to feed this sewer croc, and it sort of is friendly and is going to like kind of swim along. Great, let's name it. And that's a 12 on this list. Dat. D-A-T. Add that to our characters list. Dat, the croc. Okay. So Camm sort of tosses some food to this crocodile who snaps it up and then comes over and is like, kind of like a dog would, kind of like, whoo, friendly and doing it. Cam says, "Oh yes, you're a good croc, aren't you?" And like pets it. Says, "Yes, I'm gonna call you Dat, D-A-T Dat, and you're gonna be our river friend, aren't you? You're gonna help us." And Basingstoke, the rat familiar, might be feeling a little bit jealous. Kind of be like, "So you've got another animal friend, huh? Huh? Is that how it's gonna be, huh?" Cam's like, "Shut up. Shut up. I can be friends of many animals. You're still my special familiar. Don't worry, Basingstoke. Don't you worry." All right, so that's the upshot of taking so long. They ran into this crocodile, they befriended it. Okay, but it's still the end of the day. All right, so we'll call that the end of that scene. It seems like it was a pretty successful scene overall. We will reduce chaos down for 4, and we did use quite a bit of chewing gum, so we'll use one of their inventories, but we'll say Camm still has like a big bunch. All right, so on to the next day. We're going to be heading out. Oh, I didn't do like weather and stuff yesterday for that day. That's okay. We will just say it was fine and move forward. So now that they've got a boat and they're heading down, they know where they're going. I sort of have this other map, just like a really simple map. So here's GOZR City, the river down, and then the big muddle. So the question is, how many days is it going to take for them to get from GOZR City to the big muddle? It's not really clear. The scale on the world map here, right, is not very clear. We'll say it takes like maybe 3 to 5 days. How long it's going to take. So we'll say that's, let's see, a 1d3 plus 2. Okay, 3. So it's going to take 5 days of river travel to get down to the big. Okay, so it's going to be a long journey. So each day we'll roll weather, and then there are some kind of interesting tables in here for exploration. One of them says, we basically have a 1 in 3 chance every day of travel to encounter a wizard tower. So there's that. There is an encounter table for the river itself, right here. Okay. And then, of course, we always have the chance that Mythic is going to spit something out at us. So there we go. We got a lot of stuff that can happen. So let's go ahead and head down the river on our first day of travel. So we're not going to forget. This time we're going to do weather. D6. All right, 3. Typical. Okay, so typical normal weather. What's the sky doing today? What color is the sky today? 14. Blue. Okay, that's normal. And what is the sun's mood today? All right, 39. Just shining. Okay, great. So just normal, heading down that river. So that is our expectation for the scene setup. So the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to give Mythic a chance to spit something out at us with the random events table. Let's see. Chaos Factor 8, we rolled Chaos Factor 4, we rolled an 8. So things proceed as expected. So first we'll roll on the tower. We have a 2 in 6 chance of spotting a tower every day of travel. 5. Okay, so that's no. I said it was going to be 1 or 2. Great, so we don't see a tower today. Let's say it's a 50% chance of an encounter. So it's got a 1 through 6 here. So I'll roll a d12, and if it's 1 through 6, we'll do that encounter. And if it's above, then we'll say there's no encounter for this day. All right, 8. No encountering for this day. So first day on the river, totally fine. We head off. That's great. All right, so now second day on the river. What's the weather like today? 6. It's a storm. Ooh, everything is unlucky. Okay, well, that's bad. And then what's the sky doing today? 8. Sky is purple today. And what's the sun doing? 92. Ooh, vampiric sun. 1 whiz drained. Okay. And there's the storm, and we'll say it's just continued sandstorms. They're raging. The spirits are still angry. Do we see a wizard's tower today? Nope. All right. And then encounters otherwise on the river. 4. Okay, so that says, oh, spirits we encounter. Well, are those the sand spirits or something else? 16. Let's see. Yes. We're encountering the sand spirits. What do they want? I mean, we're taking the door back. We're supposed to take it. So like, what's up with spirits? What do they want? 36. Distrust. 9. Building. Distrust building. It's supposed to be, right, the building is supposed to be the noun, right? The like an actual physical, constructed building. But we can interpret this to say, that distrust is building for whatever reason. The spirits are not pleased with, they don't think that Camm and Xamxes are actually going to, put this thing back. So they're, sailing down, and the sun is, being vampiric today. So Camm has lost a little bit of whiz points. They're heading out, and the sandstorm picks up, and there's sand across the river, and it's, knocking the boat back and forth. And then they see the faces kind of come out and sort of hounding and kind of hunting and say, that's ours. That's ours. Put it back. And Xamxes calls out to the spirits and says,
we know. We're taking it back. We're helping you. Isn't this what you want? We've taken it back from Liza. We're here to help you. Why are you stopping us?
And the spirits are still like dive bombing them, and blasting the ship with sand. And they said, we don't trust you. All goos are weak of heart. And Xamxes says,
I pledged you. I promised you. We will put this back where it belongs. We wish the end of the storms. Please, please believe me. Believe us.
All right. We'll call that a cunning roll. Let's see if Xamxes is able to convince the sand spirits that their intentions are pure. 11, just barely. So the sand spirits kind of and they dissipate, and they back off. All right. Whew. Okay. Well, that was dicey there. Next day. All right. What's the weather doing today? 4, wet or windy. Yeah, we'll call it windy from the storm. The sun today, 20. Whatever this is, some kind of purple. Great. And what's the sun doing today? 13, just shining. Okay, great. Chaos factor is still 4, because I'm sort of treating this as sort of a extended, sort of compartmentalized scene. But, all right, 6. Okay, so nothing from Mythic. Do we see a Wizard's Tower? 1 or 2? Nope. All right, and then any encounter on this third day? 7. Nope. All right, so just normal day. Third day, heading down. Easy stuff. All right, fourth day. What's the weather like today? 5. Hot or cold? Which is it? Which is it? It is hot. Okay, bad news for Camm. We'll figure that out. All right, what's the sun doing today? 20. It's whatever this is again. And, all right, 89. Oh, nasty, unlucky reaction rolls. Okay. Anything from Mythic? Nope. Do we see a Wizard's Tower? Nope. Any kind of encounter today? Nope. I set up all this stuff to happen. Anything can happen. And we're just not encountering anything. Oh, that's how it goes sometimes. It's random. All right. But Camm is having paranoia today. But Xamxes and Camm have kind of established that trust relationship. So is Xamxes able to kind of talk Camm down today? No, that's a failure, but we're going to spend a point of goose to make sure that happens. We've got it. I mean, it's just day by day, so we've got plenty. All right, so Camm is in the height. It's having a hard time.
Wait, who are all of you people? What am I doing on this boat? What's going on?
And Xamxes says,
Camm, remember, we are star siblings.
and lifts up their body wrap and shows the star.
Remember, star to star. You can trust me. Trust me. Stay with me. Camm says, oh, right. Thank you. Thank you, Xamxes. Whew. All right. Okay, thank you. I'm feeling better now.
All right. Great. All right. We've got one last day. We'll just go ahead and finish this up. All right. So what's the weather like on this day? 6. Storm. Another storm. Okay. Color is the sky today. 15 is red. Ooh, red sky. Ooh, so storm and a red sky. It seems bad. 88 is nasty, unlucky reaction. Okay, so the sun's getting mad and there's a storm and the sky's turning red. And do we have a random event from Mythic? No, we do not. Okay. So do we see a wizard's tower today? 1, yes, we do. Okay. So finally, here are all the tables for the towers. So we're going to roll up what this tower looks like. All right. First of all, is it upright? 3. It is level. Okay. How tall is it? 11. It's really up there. Okay, and that's kind of midway. Okay, so it's really up there. It's a tall tower. Right. How thick is this tower? 1. It's claustrophobic, so it's tall, but it's quite small. It's quite thin. All right. What condition is this tower in? It's collapsing. So they are definitely going to go explore this tower, even though that there's a storm, and they'll be unlucky on a bunch of stuff. But tower, Wizard's Tower is something that Camm especially would be interested in going on. So they pull off, they moor their boat. So let's roll on these tower traits as they get closer and investigate. Blue and white. Okay, 11. Smells of sulfur. And 13. There's a dimensional portal. Ooh, interesting. So they go up and they see this very tall but very skinny tower. They smell sulfur coming off of it. And maybe they don't know about the dimensional portal yet. They'll maybe sort of investigate that. The front door is locked. Okay, so they try the front door. It's locked. Is it climbable? So many wizard. You can see why I wanted to do this. There's so many tables. It's great. 6. It's probably maybe climbable. Okay. So maybe they knock at the door. Does anybody answer? Is there anybody here? All right. Well, I'm going to roll on this inhabited table first, and then I'll know who's in there, and then we'll play out how it goes. Okay, I've rolled a 6. All right. They knock on the door. Nobody answers. All right. Well, let's see. Can Xamxes maybe break down the door with prowess and strength? 4. Remember, everything's unlucky today, so we'll call it a 2. That's okay. We don't need to spend on that. So Xamxes kind of tries to break down the door and doesn't work. It's rebuffed. Very strong door. So, oh, we're not getting up that way.
Ken says, well, it does look like it might be climbable. So maybe we could try that way, try to get in that way.
Danny says, oh, yes, good idea. Xamxes try to climb. Okay, oh, great. Cool. Very good roll for Xamxes, even with the unlucky storm. So, oh, and is Camm able to climb? Prowess roll 11. So that's going to be unlucky, but we'll cancel it out with our lucky roll for the day. So yeah, so they're both able to climb up this tower, even though the storm is kind of whipping at them, and trying to knock them off. And do they find any entrance, any like windows that they can come in? I have no idea. Do they find? Oh no, absolutely not. Okay, so it's just totally. There's no entrances. There's no windows. They just have to climb all the way up. They get to the top, and is this where the dimensional portal is? The dimensional portal is at the top of the tower. Maybe is that where it is? 40. No. Because we're at Chaos Factor 4. So no, the dimensional portal is not at the top. And exceptional, there's no way in from here. So they've just climbed this whole top of the tower. Trying to get in. They can't, there's no entrance. They couldn't break down the door, but they are very high up. Do they see anything that might be of interest? It seems likely to me that being so high up, they would see something that would be of use. 2, absolute exceptional. Yes, they see something very, very useful. So I'm going to roll on this terrain chart. 55. Mountainous. 50. Masses. Something's going on with mountains. This is going to be kind of a weird question. But what are the mountains doing? Action table. 57. Inspect. 33. Fear. Okay. So they get up to the top of this very tall tower. They can't get in. There's no entrance, but they're using this as an advantage point to look around, and they see something very important, right? And it has to do with these mountains in the distance. So they're down here. They're almost to the big muddle, right? So they found this tower, and they're looking out into the mountains, and they see that the mountains are massing. They seem like they're moving, and as they inspect them, Camm begins to fill with fear, seeing that the mountains are approaching. And Camm says,
Xamxes, look to the north. Do you see? Are my eyes deceiving me? It might be the storm, and it's hard to see, but are the mountains moving?
Xamxes says,
Yes, I see exactly as you are seeing. This is very disturbing. Who knows what could be happening? We must move quickly and get back to GOZR City. And before the mountains, they seems like they're coming closer and closer. We might have only so much time before that new problem emerges.
okay, so here's what we're going to say. Next time we're going to stop it here. We've done the river. We're great. And we're going to put a timer on. And there's something going on with these mountains. They're approaching the city. And if they take too long in the big muddle, getting this back, returning it and then getting back, those mountains, something big is happening and coming. So we can't even finish one thing before the next thing comes up, but that's what happens. So, all right. So thanks so much for sticking around on our river journey adventure. If you're enjoying this, please like, subscribe, and share. It helps me out. This is Science Fantasy Awesome, and you're awesome.